Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? We're back. I was worried. I was a little worried that maybe half of you had somehow disappeared into the Pacific Ocean today. I woke up this morning. The last thing I read last night before I went to bed was, CEO gunman on the loose. Apparently, he tried to flirt with a person at the hostel, and I was like, okay, I'll wake up. Hopefully, they have found him. And then I wake up to apparently the largest earthquake in many years to hit California. And they even had a tsunami warning out for people. They were saying, go to higher ground. I don't know what that must be like because I live so far away from, any tsunami. It's not even funny. A tsunami would have to travel around Australia or come from the Antarctic and then come up and then go through the entire Bay of Victoria and then hit me. So it's not really a problem for me. But that must be pretty freaky to be sitting there and then you get a SMS saying go to higher ground. I can't imagine. That would be brutal. Hold on. All right. Apparently, there's been a bunch of aftershocks as well throughout the day. But I saw footage of people trying to drive away from the coastline and get to higher ground, and it was just chockers traffic. Good to see you all. Hey, Mr. Danier. Danier, thank you very much for gifting a membership. I appreciate it. Emily Narb, Andrew's here, Mr. Danier, Diane, Laura T. Good to see you. Bees are life. I hate morning, Sean. Nana Lana, Marilyn Landis is here, April B. Who else? C. Anna, Lindy. Hey, Lindy. Who else do we have? Glitter is forever. Good to see you. Who else? Who else is Hey, Mr. Gambler is here with us as well. Rachel, Mamma Mia, Khalees is here. Marlene. It's the whole party. Everyone's here. Everyone. Hey, Jojo. Good to see you. So I wanted to show you a little bit about it. I'm going to go to the ABC News, and I want to show you this little clip. I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of it already, but hey, by the way, the video from last night, we got age-gated. So because I showed you the uncensored video of the CEO being shot, they censored my they censored my video. So you have to be over the age of 18 to watch my video from last night. If you're not over the age of 18, you won't be able to watch it. Apparently, they're like, we've age-gated your video. You were driving and never felt it? Lindy says, after seeing all those cars jammed up, I wonder if it would be better to go on foot. Yeah, very like, what's that movie from the 90s? Where they're like, run, Jimmy! And they're on a motorbike and they go up there because they tried to drill into the meteorite and it failed. Is that First Impact? No, I don't know. I can't remember which one that is. Yeah, leave me alone. Is it really? Oh, let's watch this little clip and then we'll talk about it.
The state of emergency in California this hour after a major earthquake struck off the coast of Northern California. This is the moment the magnitude 7 earthquake struck, shaking this home in Fortuna near the epicenter. The most powerful quake in that region in more than 30 years. Wine bottles knocked off shelves at a nearby inn. A rare tsunami warning for a time from Santa Cruz all the way up to Oregon. Mass evacuations on Highway 1, people moving away from the coast. The quake centered off the coast of Ferndale, California, near the Oregon border, but felt in San Francisco, 270 miles away. And tonight, here are the obvious concerns, whether there could be more coming. ABC's Melissa Adon in California tonight.
Tonight, chaos on the West Coast. A powerful magnitude 7 earthquake rocking Northern California, sparking a rare tsunami warning and mass evacuations.
A magnitude 7.0 is a major earthquake.
Watch the moment the quake violently shakes this cannabis facility.
Won't someone think of the marijuana? the thousands of, marijuana plants who have been shaken so hard They have no more crystals, and no one can get high. Someone think of the people and the plants, won't you? You know, that's a lot of wastage. Yeah, it's pretty scary if you were somewhere like in public. I think that would be, if you're in that shop or that bar. That bar got wrecked. This one here. They're like, the alcoholics are gonna be real mad today. They're not gonna be able to get their alcohol. Yeah, this place too. Let's have a look.
Happening right now.
California's governor declaring a state of emergency, the largest quake to hit the region in more than 3 decades, followed by more than 30 aftershocks.
It all started happening. Everything from the shelves fell down and the lights started going and people fell down.
Reports of houses knocked off their foundations. Residents like Craig Fry and his fiance racing for higher ground.
When we heard about the 7.0, we said, well, this is serious. We might want to go ahead and evacuate.
So he's like, when I heard it was a 7.0, I heard it was real serious and I thought I should evacuate. I thought I should evacuate to the coastline where all the water is, right in front of him in the video. He's like, this is definitely higher ground. I will be safe here. Yeah, I think you're supposed to go the other way, bud.
Everything up high, the electronics, and we got the dog, and we got out of there.
5 million people under tsunami alerts, boats speeding to shore. John Forsythe was surfing.
Next thing you know, people are yelling at us, get out of the water, get out of the water. There's a tsunami coming. And we were pretty shocked, not gonna lie.
I feel it.
The shaking lasting several seconds.
Guys, there's an earthquake happening. Look at the pool.
Pools overflowing. Products knocked off store shelves. Authorities canceling that tsunami warning about an hour after it was issued. David, this was the biggest earthquake to hit Northern California in more than 3 decades. And now authorities are warning millions that more strong aftershocks could strike. David?
Yeah, it's unsettling several hours in California tonight. All right, Melissa, thank you.
You're lucky it was more offshore and it wasn't the fault line that runs through the majority of California, which is the San Andreas fault. And they've been waiting for that one to go off for, I don't know, a couple of decades now. They're like, it's overdue. It's been a few hundred years since anything's happened. We're just waiting for the big one. So I'm sure there was a lot of people that needed new underwear this morning when they felt that earthquake, because they were probably like, this is definitely the big one. They're like, it finally happened. We're all going to be in the Pacific in about 10 seconds. But luckily it happened offshore. The tsunami threat was minimal. I think I saw wave heights of like 0.5 meter. It wasn't that bad. So yeah, I think if it had been on land or close to shore or not very deep and it was like closer to the surface of the land, may have been different. Lindy says, I live about 2 miles from the San Andreas fault. Yeah, you can watch documentaries about it. They've been waiting for a long time for something to happen, because they're saying it normally happens every 200 to 300 years, and this one's like, it's like 10 months pregnant right now. They're really thinking that, hey, why did it all of a sudden just stop doing what it's been doing for millennia? So they're not sure. Kaliza said, my phone started screeching the earthquake alert. I was worried at first. See, now you know how I feel when I told you what happened last year. Do you guys remember that? I told you I was sitting here. It was like 11 o'clock at night and my phone started buzzing. And I looked at it and it said, an earthquake has been detected in Melbourne. And I was like, I'm in Melbourne. I don't see any freaking earthquake. And then a second later, the entire house started shaking. And the reason, because I don't know why I got the message before I got here, but it happened on the other side of Melbourne. So it must have got detected. They sent out a message and it beat the earthquake to where I live. And yeah, it just, a second after reading the message, it all started like shaking and rattling. That was a 5.0, but that was really shallow. It was only like, I think less than a kilometer under the surface of the Earth. So less than a kilometer? I can't remember, but it was really close to the surface. It was only a 5.0 though. So you went through a 7.0, which is what? What is it in the earthquake scale? It's like for every point, it's like 0.30 or something. So it's a huge amount. When you think 5.0 to 7.0, it's not that much. It's only 2 points. But in earthquake science, it's not the way it works. The way they do it is each point is its own scale. So yeah, it goes up. So like even if you had like a 7.1, 7.1 is like 30 times more than a 7.0, and then so on and so on. So like yeah, it's a can't remember what it's called. There's a name for it. I was watching a thing on it the other day. Emma says, it's like good medicine before I must go to my shift. I love the work, but my colleagues aren't great. What kind of medicine are you having to go to work? I want some. What is it? It's like marijuana? What is it? Are you taking Demazin before work? I might do that. Do they know the shooter's name by now? Last update I heard is that they have a pretty good idea of who it is, but apparently he used a fake ID to check into the hostel. So apparently they don't have a name, but they do know the firearm, an old VP9. Apparently they used in the Second World War, but this one is a newer version. Hey, good to see you, Cakes Boo. Hey, Burnt Popcorn. Love is a four-letter word. Good to see you too. I am like medicine. Yeah. Compliments will get you everywhere. They will with me. Glitter says, and they know he got a bus, so he'd be able to figure out where he came from. Yeah, we can go to that and talk about that for a minute. Richter scale, no, it's not that. The Richter scale is the determining of each point, but there's a specific name for the way that scale works. Hold on, I'll find it. So we're all clear. Hold on. It's the way the scale works. Hold on. Yeah, it's a logarithmic. So it's that's the word I was looking for. So each whole number increases in magnitude represents a tenfold increase in the amplitude of the ground motion. So here, I can show you a demonstration. This one? No, that's not a good one. I was trying to find one that demonstrated it a little bit better, but I can't really find anything I like, but this one might do. Let's see if I can load it up for you. It's not working. Yeah, that's basically the explanation for it. So the Richter scale is the name of it, but it's a logarithmic type of scale. So yeah, times 10 for every point increase. So you get like even a 7.5, that's 50 times what the other one was. So if you had a 7.0 and a 7.5, it doesn't sound like much, only half a point, but it's actually 50 times the 7.0. Shooter is so caught. He's so caught. He's so caught. Logarithmic. Yeah, let's all say it together. That can be our word of the day. There you go. Learn it together. All right, let's have a look at the CEO shooting. I don't know what the latest is. Yeah, being you're the one hosting the show. Yeah, I know that. Washington Post. So yeah, this is a photo I've seen too. I don't know if I can show it. Here, you can see his entire face. Apparently, he was flirting with a guy behind the counter or something, and he's like, "Hey, baby, remove your face mask so I can see your pretty face." And he did, and he may have saved the day. How would he know that he would go on to shoot someone not long after? But apparently he used a fake ID. Oh, a new video? New CCTV of him just walking around? Alright. Yeah, let's check rubbish bags. Why is he doing that? Maybe he's hiding evidence. So there you go. You can see him just wandering down West 55th Street. There he goes, like off into the distance like a cowboy. They say new video obtained by the Washington Post shows what appears to be the suspect in the fatal shooting and is time-stamped 6:19 a.m. So earlier, it's just before. Wonder why he checked that rubbish though. Was he like, oh, might have a Pokemon card? I'm not sure why. And so apparently today they raided a train thinking after a tip-off from someone saying, he's on the express train from here to here. And they raided the train, but he wasn't on the actual train. The guy they thought it was not him. They raided the hostel yesterday, and he wasn't there either. So they are online sleuths are racing to catch the United Healthcare CEO killer. I'm sure they are. What are they saying? All right, let's read this one. Here. They're saying amateur internet sleuths are racing to identify the gunman who killed the chief of the nation's largest health insurer in Midtown Manhattan on Wednesday, hoping to piece together clues and beat police investigators at their own high-profile manhunt. You reckon they could do it? Maybe. They're saying the people doing this online have been confronted by a rival movement. A rival movement. Users who have lionized the gunman over an unconfirmed belief that the killing was an act of rage over health insurance industry. So, sort of fighting back against the man. They have shared memes branding the shooter as a folk hero and warned digital vigilantes not to track him down. Or what exactly? What are you going to do? You and whose army? Okay. Sorry, I got an update about something. They say police have not given a motive for the killing, but bullet casings found near the shooting that displayed the words deny, defend, and depose. Tactics insurers have used to reduce liability or reject claims. I mean, I'd be surprised if at the end of this, if he's like, yeah, that was a red herring to throw you all off. This is actually a personal vendetta. I just did that so everyone would be in the, everyone would think it's the opposite of what it's supposed to be. There you go. There's another photo of him. I don't know. I hope they find him. He could be out of New York by now. He really could be. There's no guarantees even in New York or New York City right now. Vicky, that is very kind of you. I hope you've been well. I haven't seen you recently. I don't know if it's because I've been going much later at night, but I hope you've been doing okay, my friend. Hey, it's really good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. It does help out. Yeah, someone called in a fake that word threat at the wife's house, and apparently they checked the wife's house and his home, which is just around the corner. Apparently they lived in separate homes. I mean, if I had $100 million or whatever, I might have a spare home. Yeah, I might do that too. I'd be like, Mrs. Ping, you can stay here. I'll sleep together at night, and then during the day, I'll go to my streaming house and I'll hang out there. I'll see you for dinner. Bye. That would be very interesting. Hard to tell an age. When I originally saw the photo yesterday, I thought he was an older guy, like maybe mid 40s to 55. But after I seen him without the mask, I actually think he's much younger. Mid 20s. That's my guess, mid 20s. I really think that's around the age range, but who knows? Glitter says, I feel like the picture of the shooter resembles the wife. You sure about that? Also, him and the wife were separated. Yeah, they had a threat at the home. Yeah, I can show you that. Hold on. I can show you the police at the home. It could be. Yeah, all right, here. Let me grab the This one. Yeah. Suspected swatting. Yeah, I can't play that.
But we did have it restored with
Stop. There we go. It says the Maple Grove Police Department said in a statement they received a report of a swatting attempt or a fake, threat in the house. I can't say that B word, otherwise the police will probably come here. No devices or suspicious items were located during the investigation of the property. The call came more than 13 hours after Thompson was killed in New York. Let me see if I can grab that entire statement for you. Yeah, CBS 42. Let's see. Here. We go to Fox 9, Minneapolis in St. Paul. They have a video about it. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Ping. You got to be better. You got to be the best. You got to be way better than this. Yeah, no, sorry. This one, maybe. Yeah. Give me the video.
New pictures from police as they search for the gunman in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. It is our top story here at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Randy Meyer.
And I'm Kelsey Carlson. Police now sharing several new still shots of the suspect without a mask. Fox 9's Karen Scullin is in our newsroom with the latest on what's believed to have been a targeted killing. So, Karen, what is the latest today?
Well, just in a few minutes ago, the New York Times is reporting that police believe the suspect who shot and killed Brian Thompson arrived in New York City on an interstate bus from the south, and he checked into a hostel that same day. Well, he checked out on November the 29th and then checked back in the next day. So he was in New York, they believe, for about 10 days before the murder. Now, as you likely know, this all unfolded very early Wednesday morning as Thompson was heading to an investors meeting. He was shot and killed on the sidewalk outside the Hilton Hotel by a man who had been, quote, lying in wait, according to police. After initial photos were released of the killing, the NYPD has now released new photos today that show the smiling face of the man they now want for questioning. It was apparently taken at the hostel where he used a New Jersey fake ID to check in and then paid cash to stay. In addition to that, police are saying the 3 bullets used had writing on them with the words deny, the second defend, and then the third depose, reportedly written in permanent marker, and a possible reference to the phrase delay, deny, defend, often used by insurance industry critics to describe tactics used to avoid paying claims. Police today also saying they have a water bottle from Starbucks they found in the trash that they believe was used by the suspect. They'll try to test it to build a DNA profile.
Apparently, they also found the power bar that the rapper that he ate. He might be Homer Simpson, and he might be trying to climb a mountain. Let's see. So some people wanted me to show you a photo of the wife. Yeah, I could do that. You think it looks like the wife? I'm sure the very first thing that they did was they were like, where is the wife? I'm sure it's the very first thing they were looking at. They're like, where is she? Is she in New York? Yes? Okay, let's arrest her. I'm sure, unless she's got some sort of secret child that, they've never seen before and hidden secret for 25 years to take revenge on his mother's new partner. I don't know. There's a photo of him, the suspect. Similar is the word I would use. Hey, good to see you, Moonlight View. Did you go into the Pacific today? Did your entire, slide off? Catatonic, good to see you, my friend. They haven't had time to do a whole investigation. Maybe she had it set up. You never know with people and money. You really don't. It could be anything. But so you would have 3 minds of investigation here, right? So, or 3 or 4. It could be a personal dispute. So that means it could be the wife, it could be someone he knows, maybe he was having an affair and the other husband found it, like anything under that umbrella. The other one would be a totally random attack. Seems unlikely, but maybe. And then the third one would be a targeted killing based on his work. So they would be your 3 lines of inquiry. Um, the the wording on the bullets makes it seem like it is related to his work, but you never really know. It could have been someone who's trying to be clever. Yeah, they were separated, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's still a relationship. It's how do I explain that? It's sort of like when police are looking for the like who could be responsible, we always know they start from the most inner people to the dead person. Even they're separated, doesn't matter. They still look at the wife. It doesn't matter if they divorced. Maybe she's upset over what she got in the separation. Maybe she's upset they didn't get enough money. Who knows? So you always have to look at it. Yeah, I did see that. I did see there was a Amazon book based on it. Moonlight View said, nope, unfortunately, we live on an underground river ranch. I think it mutes the magnitude. Could be. Yeah, yes, that is true. Yeah, here, I'll show you. Apparently, one of the local papers had the thing about the bomb hoax thing. Oh, there you go, ping. You said the word you weren't supposed to say. They say 2 residences owned by the family of the slain United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson were targeted Wednesday evening in what police are describing as a swatting incident. The Maple Grove Police Department said Thursday it received a report of a hoax threat around 7 p.m. on Wednesday. They said the threat was sent in an email to multiple people who in turn alerted law enforcement. Seems like someone just wanted to cause trouble. They said no devices or suspicious items were located during the investigation. The case is considered an active investigation, while the incident appears to be a hoax. So, yeah, I can also show you the book if you want. If you look at the name on the bullet, I can have a look. Hold on. Glitter says maybe she saw him dropping the stocks and hiding money. Yeah, we read about that last night, right? That there was a DOJ investigation against him and that him and some other people at the company sold significant amount of stock. I think for him, he was one of the smallest at 15.1 million. There were some others that sold like over 100 million of stock before the DOJ investigation became public. Basically, the definition of insider trading. Death is cheaper than a divorce. That is true. Yes, dispute insurance. Glitter says, yeah, okay. Let's have a look. Maybe the company didn't like him bringing attention, so they annihilated him. They're like, they go to the secret owner, the board. They go to the board. They have a secret meeting at like 1 past midnight. They're like, we got a problem here. We've got a CEO that we need to get rid of. They're like, call in the hitman. They're like, we have to eliminate the threat to our company. I mean, I don't think so. They would just fire his ass. Emma Roth says they find that the bullet box they had the 3 names. Yes, they did. Actually, I'll show you the thing about the gun. I found that very interesting. Here, VP9. VP9. So it was a World War II gun that was, a lot of spy agencies like to have. And I found that very interesting. I'm just trying to find, yeah, let's go to the New York Post. Don't like using this one as a source, but anyway, it's the only one I could find. Let's pause that. They say United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson's killer may have used a modern version of a rare World War II spy gun in a brutal murder, according to sources. There's him laughing like the Joker. laughing like a drain at the counter. Oh, the McRib is back. We will talk about that later. There you go, him with the gun. And there's that book, Delay, Deny, Defend. Why insurance companies don't pay claims and what you can do about it. Move to Canada. They say the gun used by the shooter in Wednesday's shooting in Midtown appears to be a match to a B&T VP9, an update of the Welrod pistol, a suppressed firearm developed in the Second World War. They had this great photo of it, and you can see why it's considered a suppression gun. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here. So if you've ever watched James Bond, if you've ever watched those type of movies, you will be very familiar with this type of weapon. There you go. And there's that suppression chamber on the end there. I don't know. They're describing it as a suppressed pistol. So I don't know. I think a silencer would be something you screw on the end. This maybe can't come off. Maybe it's all in one. I don't know. I don't have one. That grinning picture is creepy. It's very Joker-esque. It really is. Molly says, I saw they have an adult Happy Meal at McDonald's. I'll have to get one. I'm an adult that likes Happy Meals. Yeah, it's a interesting gun, and I can't say I've seen one before. So it was written on the... Pretty sure the one that had the words was on the casing. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it was written in Sharpie. It wasn't engraved into the bullet like you would see in like, I don't know, Full Metal, the movie Full Metal Jacket, where they're like, oh, I'm going to inscribe this. I'm going to shoot the enemy. No. He just wrote on it with a Sharpie black texter. Same thing, isn't it? Yeah, I would. I'm not a gun aficionado, so I don't know. But I would have thought that a suppression or a silencer basically commit the same job, and it's to reduce that muzzle flash and the sound. So I'm guessing, yeah. But cool gun. It's definitely the one you would see in James Bond or something. It looks as if he takes out a phone to take a quick photo before he turns left and crosses the road. Well, we do have that video of him on the phone before he gets there. We've seen that before. Okay. Thanks, Facebook. I don't really know who these people are. Since, that thing, I have not been eating out much. Sure, I understand. Do we get a toy? We get a toy. Yeah. So yeah, cool gun. One day I will glue you to my microphone. So here's another image of it. What I see here, I see a knurling, what they call knurling in metal, and that's where this like diamond pattern, what they call diamond pattern or knurling. Normally it is put there for you to be able to grab it and then turn it so you can have some friction, as where the rest of the top end here is smooth. So I would suggest that you can remove that. So you may be able to, because otherwise they wouldn't put that there. It would just all be the one, texture. The fact that there's that knurling, I would think that that's for you to be able to undo it. Pretty cool. There's it sort of taken apart. There's the bullets that it takes. Quieter than your high-powered BB gun. Yeah, pretty quiet. Yeah, so I wonder if you can. Let's see. I'll Google it. What's it called? A B&T VP9. Can you... can we find a disassembly? Disassembly. It looks like you can maybe... That's a HK VP9. Yeah, this is not quite the same. Oh no, it's a B&T VP9. Let me download this. I hate this. They got a new format that they like to use for photos at the moment, and it doesn't allow you to download it just by right clicking. You have to be really annoying and screen grab it. Let me upload this. It looks like you probably can take it apart. So that end bit will come off. Where is it? Go away. There we go. No, we're in the wrong section. Okay. There. By the way, I do have the sample photos for the hoodie. I will show you on this Sunday night show, and we're gonna go through it and show you the sample before they actually get made. So I have the photos they got sent to me today. So there you go. It does look like it does come apart. It's a B&T VP9. There it is in the bottom corner all together. Looks like you can unscrew it just like any other suppressor or silencer that you might buy. It does look like it comes apart. So, used to euthanize animals. I thought they used that "No Country for Old Men" thing, where you just walk around with the gas thing and go chung, and a bolt goes through their head. Let's see. I'd say you'd be. Apparently, he bought it in Virginia at a shop. I reckon you'd probably be able to buy it many places. I don't think it's that rare. From what my thing, I think you can get it, pretty easily. Veterinarian pistol, does it? Or does it stand for veteran pistol? Because it was used for World War II. Moonlight View says some are federally licensed and some are not. I know that it depends what state you're in. Some allow them, some don't. Some have to be registered to the ATF under a special, whatever. So I know that. You remember Brad Simpson? He got in trouble for having a gun that had a silencer that wasn't registered with the ATF. So I know that in Texas you can have it. It just has to be known to the ATF. It probably means that if you ever go and do something like this, they can be like, "Hey, we saw that guy. He registered his firearm with us." They can track you down quicker. Emma Roth says, "What if a person from the military came home, wanted to use his insurance for aftermath in military injuries and got no from them, and he tried to sue them and lost?" It's an interesting theory. I mean, there is a lot of people who come back from the military who have injuries from protecting the country and serving their country that don't get the help that they need. And all our countries, Australia, the USA, the UK, Europe, Asia, wherever, we could all do a better job taking care of our military people. They get injured in their line of duty for the country. The least we can do is make sure that they're looked after. And I hate the fact that a lot of them don't get the medical needs met. Hold on, I'll find it. A VA. Let's see. Let's see if Sean's right. He tends to be right. Let's go here. The VP. Wait. It's based on a different weapon though. Hold on. What's it based off? It's based off a well-rod pistol. All right. That does look like the thing from a 70s James Bond movie. So it's based off this particular pistol, and it's a newer, more modern version of it. Wow, that thing is really primitive, eh? Look at that. They're like, "Yeah, so we need a trigger." And they're like, "No worries. Get a piece of wire and just bend it in an L shape." They're like, "Oh, we need a guard here, a finger guard." Yeah, do the same. Just get a flat piece of wire or iron and just, bend it. It'll be good. Yeah, it's got like a spring load here in the back too. Interesting. Oh my god, they're like, this one, they didn't even bother. They're like, "Nah, we're not gonna waste materials doing that." Metal is very hard to come by in World War II. They're like, "We can't spare the metal to make a finger guard. We're not allowed to. We've got more weapons to make." That is 1/50th of another weapon if you do that. Let's have a look. Operation use 1943. 1943. And there's a B&T Thomet, Brugger and Thomet VP9. Is that how you pronounce that? Oh, he is right. A veterinary pistol. See, Sean doesn't speak unless he has something to tell you. When did they start selling it? Interesting. Beginning in 2021, the company B&T began importing a version of the pistol to the USA to comply with American handgun regulations. The barrel length was increased and the grip was lengthened. The integral suppressor included with the gun is a wiper-style design with an additional metal baffle. Training suppressor is available. A second 45 caliber ACP variant called the Station 645 with a further lengthened grip and feeding from a 1911, I don't know how to pronounce that, magazine was announced. Must be pretty popular if they're bringing in all these different versions of it. So apparently when they used it in World War II, that was the well rod. They're saying the original purpose was to quickly and humanely put down sick animals without frightening nearby animals or people. I don't know if you could just replace the word animals with people, and you could just say its original purpose was to quickly and humanely put down people without frightening nearby people. There you go. B&T first produced the pistol when approached by a customer requesting 25 bolt-action suppressed pistols. B&T suggested using the well rod design but adapting it for a 9mm, which the customer agreed to. Initially, only 30 were made, 25 for the customer and 5 for hobby use by B&T employees. But productions and sales were expanded when it was realized that there was a market for such a pistol. Yeah, everyone wants a James Bond-looking gun. Emma says, due to his knowing how to shoot. Yeah, I mean, I heard some military people speaking last night that it looks like he has some firearm training, but not advanced firearm training. Because they said while he knows how to get into the 3-point stance, some of the way he was aiming and having pointing the gun was not correct. And they were saying that, but he did know how to eject and reload the gun. Something that a lot of people who do these type of killings don't know how to do. And they said that was interesting, but it could be someone who's dealt with firearms before or went to a training night. Could be anyone. 007 used the P11. Yeah, it looks similar though. That very long gun with the silencer or suppressor. Oh, that's horrible. We can do more for our VA people. I swear to God, the budget is available, and they should be taken care of. This whole scrimping and saving and being like, hey, let's make them live a life of pain. It's not fair. It's not fair for people who were injured in their role of protecting the country. That's not okay. Okay. Let's see. All right. All right. Let's see if I can pull up anything within the last hour. Yeah, actually, 10 News First has a different. There's a lot of CCTV coming out. Here, let's go here.
Police have released photos of the person they want to question following the shooting death of health insurance CEO Brian Thompson outside a hotel in New York. Meg Oliver has the details.
Today, the NYPD released 2 new photos of the man wanted for questioning in connection with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. One of the photos shows him smiling. The timeline of the shocking crime played out like this. At 6:15 a.m., the shooter exited a subway station north of the Hilton Hotel. 2 minutes later, cameras inside a nearby Starbucks captured his partially covered face. Around 6:30 a.m., surveillance video obtained by the New York Times shows the gunman talking on a cell phone while walking toward the scene. Minutes later, he shot and killed Thompson outside the hotel before escaping through an alleyway, then riding a bike to Central Park, where police say he was spotted on surveillance cameras. Less than 15 minutes after the shooting, he left the park and was seen on a home security camera.
I wouldn't call this person a professional. Professionals, hitmen, assassins, they're in and out, and they're gone.
Professional hitmen wouldn't stop at a Starbucks.
They're not there to have a coffee before.
CBS News has confirmed the words delay, deny, and possibly depose were written using a Sharpie on shell casings recovered from the scene.
There you go. So they are still hunting this particular guy, still trying to find him. The People's Pistol. Interesting. Thanks, C. Taylor. Lithgow, so the Blue Mountains, has an amazing firearms museum. I can't say I've ever been. I've been to Lithgow, but I've never been to the firearms museum. Glitter says, I think the picture of that guy looks different than the picture of the guy who's smiling. The eyelashes look way darker. Maybe he likes makeup. He's like, oh, I have to do my eyelashes before I shoot someone. I don't know. Let's have a look. If I can get back to that page. There we go. They say United Healthcare CEO's tender moment with Hostel clerk moments before brazen killing. Tender moment? You sure about that? They're saying the Hostel manager, told him to take the mask off so he could see his pretty face. He might be the big break in most of this. The fact that they got that photo. There's him again. They raided that hostel, didn't find him. So let's see if anything else here. No, nothing else here. Okay. All right. I am going to move on from this one because I don't think we have that much new information. Interesting. Do you see the article here? Aussie influencer with paralyzed stomach announces split from husband after 8 years together. I actually know a girl, a family friend who has the same condition. It's awful. She had this one day she just couldn't eat anymore, and they found out that she had paralyzed stomach, and she basically gets fed from a feeding tube now. It's very sad. All right, I want to show you this because this is a pretty big deal. Let me go up here. So today in my area, there was a big funeral or ceremony for the 2 girls that lost their life to methanol poisoning. That happened today at Mentone Girls Grammar, which is just down the road. And you can see here, here's her dad carrying her casket and the beautiful flowers on top as they, all her school friends came together, all her family and friends. They even brought the dog. They even brought her dog to say goodbye, and her dad just looks devastated, really does. There he is again. But apparently they let the dog go first in the guard of honor, which I thought was really cute. There, Bianca Jones, There's her little, memorial celebration of life pamphlet. And there's a bunch of girls turning up to the ceremony. And apparently the school made these red ribbons to wear on the day to show support for them. So everyone's wearing these little red ribbons. This location is about a block from my in-laws' place. Not even, maybe like 2 streets away. Not even that. They live just at the other end of there's like a little street, and then you have the Coles there. They live on the other side of that. So a Coles is a supermarket for people who don't know. But yeah, it was bonkers. I went into Mentone earlier today, and there was people everywhere. It was busier than I've ever seen it before. There was people, media, just everywhere. So they have been laid to rest, and the entire community came out. Over 1,000 people came out to say goodbye and show their respect for them, which was really nice. So these were the 2 girls who drank drinks in Thailand that had methanol in them, and they died in Thailand. Yeah, you have to do that at a bank. Yeah, it looked like a beautiful celebration, and like everyone showed out. Let me see if I can grab some footage from it for you. Hold on. There should be, if I go here. No. Weird. Hold on a sec. Don't know why it's not giving me the correct thing. Hold on. Let me go to here. Any time past 24. Oh, they haven't put up anything. They've got articles about it, but they haven't made any videos for it. Okay. Let's go to 9 News.
Laos police have arrested 3 more staff members from the Nana backpackers. 6 tourists, including Melbourne teenagers Holly Bowles and Bianca Jones, died from suspected methanol poisoning. It's believed the source of the deadly outbreak is a rundown factory outside Vientiane that was making Tiger vodka and Tiger whiskey. It's been ordered to close, and the owner of the factory has been arrested.
So there you go, a little bit of a catch up for it. Give me back that. Yeah. California tsunami. It's a tsunami. They say Laos police have arrested 3 more staff members from a hostel believed to be the source of the suspected methanol poisoning that killed Melbourne best friends Holly Bowles and Bianca Jones. The fresh arrest came as the mother of British lawyer Simone White, who died along with 3 other tourists in the same spate of suspected poisoning, spoke publicly for the first time. She recounted the call that that convinced her daughter was going to die. Now, I read this earlier. This is a lady in the UK with her daughter, Simone. They got a phone call because all of the girls that were together with her had felt very unwell the next day after drinking the night before, and they took themselves to a local hospital. They called the mum from the hospital to let her know. They were like, "Hey, we're at a hospital. We think we drank too much," or something like that. We're here getting help. We're okay. Simone is okay too. She's she's awake and talking, and they're giving her some fluids. And it was only like a few hours later that the hospital called the mum saying, basically we need to do emergency brain surgery on her to make her survive, and the mum was pretty sure that she was going to die and that she wasn't going to survive the ordeal. Is it Laos? Laos? I don't know. I've heard it pronounced two ways on the media. There's some people that pronounce it Laos, and there's some people that pronounce it Laos. So whatever you want to call it. Evil Alaska said they poisoned them on purpose. I don't know about on purpose, but yes. So it can be done two ways. It can be done with crappy manufacturing where they're not testing the alcohol that they're making, and instead of getting mostly pure alcohol, they're getting something that has a high majority of methanol mixed in with the alcohol. I'm pretty sure normally when you make alcohol, you're supposed to let some of it run off the top, because most of what you get for the first bit of it is you don't want to drink that. And then you get alcohol. But these guys just brew it up and bottle it and get it out, and they don't care who they hurt. So I know, right? Moonshine. Yeah, it's basically moonshine. Laura T says, what a difficult decision for the mum. Imagine getting that call. Your daughter's gone to Asia to have like a fun time with her friends, and then she gets a call saying, you have to give us permission to operate on your daughter's brain. And I don't know what that would ever feel like. That's awful. And Simone ended up dying, unfortunately. They were unable to save her. So I actually found out, yeah, the US man has now been named. His name is James Hudson, and he was 57. So he's the older one out of this group. Most of the other people are young people. The Danes were 20 and 21. The British lawyer, Simone, she was 28. The girls from Australia, they were very young too. But the fella from the USA was 57. So he was the older one out of the group of people who died. And yeah, so today was the celebration of life down here for the two Australian girls who died. And it looks like half of Bayside turned out to farewell them, and that was really nice to see. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone directly, and I'm not going to just turn up and just because I live here. But yeah, it seems like everyone who could turn up did to send them off and give them a great memorial. Yeah, I'll get back to that. Yeah, there's one of the pamphlets in loving memory of Bianca Jones. She died the 21st of November 2024. And there's the casket. That's Bianca's dad, Mark. And then there's the dog. The golden retriever is named Zara, and it was a big part of the service. So really cute. So this is not too far away from where I actually did my grandfather's funeral 18 months ago. I don't know if they only did it on the Mentone Girls Grammar, or they also did it at the funeral home. But there's a funeral home about 5 minutes away in Mordialloc, and that's where I said goodbye to my granddad. So I don't know if they did it at both or just did it at the school, but that looks like the same car that my granddad got taken away in, actually. Same type of vehicle. So yeah, a lot of girls, a lot of young ladies turning up, and the school did an amazing job. They helped out, made sure everyone was accommodated. It's a huge school. Here, I'll see if I can show it to you. Mentone Girls Grammar. I have to be very careful because if I show you the map, it might show you where I live, and I don't want to do that. Hold on. Okay, it's all right. I think as long as I'm Careful. Okay. So it's a huge campus. It's right here on Mentone Parade. And as you go up Mentone Parade, you end up in the center of Mentone. There's the Coles I was telling you about. Then you end up in the group of shops up here. This is like, there's a Woolworths over here, you know, chemist, but all the schools are down in this part right here. You've got like big sporting fields. There's another one over here. This is Kilbreda. There's two or three right next to each other. There's the city council right there. There's one, Mentone Girls Grammar Aquatic Center. They have their own aquatic center, own sporting fields. It's very, very nice school. They got all the room to be able to hold an event like that. And then there's one here. There's a different one. A St. Bede's College is on the corner, and they've got a huge sporting field too. So this place has a whole bunch of schools right next to each other. Mentone Grammar is over here. They're all like sort of jammed in together in this tiny little area. So if you ever go here at 3 o'clock within the school year, there are school kids just everywhere. If you go to Mentone train station, which is up here, there you go, Mentone train station. If you go here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on any day throughout the school calendar, you will be mobbed with school kids from about 50 different schools that are here. There's so many. Oh, there you go. Mentone Primary School, St. Patrick's. There's heaps of them. They're everywhere. There's another one over here. Yeah, so it's a very school-intensive little area in Mentone. So yeah, this is Mentone Girls Grammar here. This is probably the auditorium where they had the service today up here. Somewhere here, I don't know where. But there you go. So you can see the area. It's more about the freaky people who may live in Melbourne and try and find out where I live. That's not you guys. It's more like the freaky people who might knock on my door and be like, "I love your show," and I'll be like, "I don't speak any English. I don't know who you are. Sorry. Yeah, I'll have to get my interpreter." She would. Definitely life cut short, 100%. All right. All right, so that happened today. Very, very awful. And they found Mr. Chubby. Mr. Chubby, the guy from yesterday. They found him. So I'm going to show you that in a second if I can grab it. They actually arrested I think a 58-year-old man. They arrested him just a few hours ago. Yeah, 46 minutes ago. Yeah.
This is an incident where there could have been an entirely different outcome, taking in consideration the circumstances, and thankfully no one was seriously injured or there was no deaths on these occasions. This is an incident where we make an appeal to members of the public who cannot, and we ask that they seek to identify the male depicted in that image which has been provided to media outlets. If they can contact, as a matter of urgency, Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. I also want to assure members of the public that based on the circumstances of these two incidents, we believe that this is a targeted attack and not a random incident of that kind.
By the way, you know what I told you yesterday? I was waiting for a package. Well, it's poison, so I can do it at the back of my property. because it's summer and I need to spray the weeds and stuff like that. Yesterday, they sent that stupid message about they weren't able to deliver because they like ran out of time or something. Well, today they said, "Oh, we'll deliver the next business day, which is today." No, they didn't. And at 5 o'clock this afternoon, I got a stupid email that says, "We've got your order. We have collected your order from the sender and are currently processing it for delivery." The hell are you talking about? You had it for delivery yesterday. So the guy waited till the end of today. Instead of delivering it, took it all the way back to the freaking the depot and was like, "Yeah, we'll put it out for delivery on Monday." Yeah, well, thanks, asshole, because now I can't spray the back of my house before I go away next week. Absolute piss take. Freaking couriers, man. Do your effing job. I hate couriers because, as far as I'm concerned, um, the companies are to blame for one. They don't give their guys enough time to do the job properly. But two, they just find any shortcut to not deliver their parcel. Like, I feel like we pay people. It's like, yeah, we'll get your parcel somewhat close to you, but we don't actually deliver anything. Well, we'll take it within 10 kilometers of your house. So it's not a delivery service. It's a we'll get your parcel close to you service. It's ridiculous. No wonder everyone buys everything from Amazon, because Amazon just come to your house and buzz you and give you your package. No wonder they make so much money. I think, yeah. No, it's not Amazon. This is a company called Couriers Please, and it's more like, will you just deliver my parcel, please? Delivery is just effed up, and it's even more effed up at this time of the year. What a piss take, saying that you just received it and now you're going to process it for delivery. They said they were going to deliver it. Yeah, the message said it was on board for delivery yesterday. Unable to deliver, rescheduled for delivery next business day, which was today. And then at 5 o'clock, I get a thing saying, "Oh, we've taken it back to the depot. We'll process it Monday." Just do your job. It ain't that hard. It's pretty simple, right? You got a package, it has a name and an address. Go to the address and leave it at the door like it says on the instructions. Yeah, they suck ass. Actually, the guy I had here that's not during holiday season is pretty good. He knows me and he'll knock or he'll leave it somewhere. So they must have absolute dish rags delivering at the moment. Uh I I'm not allowed to throw fits anymore because I get way too angry, and it's sort of like thermal runaway. Once I'm angry, it just doesn't stop and it goes to the moon. So I gotta be calm. Otherwise, I'll punch something, which I'm not allowed to do anymore. Glitter says I have to do my job correctly. I want other people to do their job correctly also. I know. Imagine if it was like an airplane, right? And they're like, "Oh, you bought a ticket to LA? Well, we took you to Arizona. You know, it's close, right? We took you to Arizona. You know, we a job done. We delivered you. We didn't take you to LA, but we took you to Arizona. You have to find your own way from Arizona to LA." That's what couriers are like. Serenity. All right. All right, all right. Let's talk about the guy. So he was arrested. He is a man who is 66 years old, taken to Wyong police station after he decided to throw incendiary devices at the legal aid office in Gosford. And here he is, Mr. Chubby. That's what they called him in the media yesterday. They're like, there's a chubby man that is outstanding after these fires. We'd like you to look for the guy who seems a bit chubby. And we were like, imagine if that was a woman. And they went, yes, we're looking for this woman. She's a little chubby. I mean, the internet would just rain in fire from other women. It really would. There'd just be fire, brimstone. There'd be like locusts and, you know, like marches to the government. They'd be like, how dare you call that other woman chubby? But they call it a guy, and they're like, oh, that's very cute. Nigel, take it to 11. That's right. I'm not allowed to get angry. I also get it. I just don't stop. It just keeps going. I have to be very calm. You know, woosah, woosah. New South Wales Superintendent Daryl Jobson, that's a great last name, said a man entered the Gosford Legal Aid New South Wales office about 2:15 p.m. yesterday and ignited an improvised explosion device. Okay. Which he described as a small domestic LPG cylinder. Brutal. Is that what it is? It looks like a bottle. It looks like a water bottle that he filled with gasoline. They said the fire caused minimal damage and was extinguished by Fire and Rescue New South Wales, but they finally were able to track him down. They called the attack brazen and violent. Do you know what I find funny? They're like, he's been arrested now, and now we have blurred the man's identity. Except when you scroll down here, and his face is right there. Very clever, ABC. Very clever. They're like, we can't show you this guy's identity now he's been arrested. Except if you scroll to the end of the article, you can see it right there. Media are great people. Sean said, he's the reason I sold CCTV to them at Gosford. Really? They have unhappy people hanging out front screaming profanities. Because they're not getting what they want. Hey, Laura, good to see you. Marilyn Landis, Santa Claus. He is a bit Santa Claus. All right. What time is it? 5:12. Okay. All right. So it's been an eventful day. I wanted to show you something I came across in my travels today, and I don't know how this happened, but a stowaway on a flight to Paris is charged in federal court in New York and is temporarily detained. This woman somehow got on a flight that arrived in New York from France, and she was hiding out in the plane's toilet, and she would hang out there for hours, and then all of a sudden she would open the door and then go to a different lavatory and then hide in there. And the the people who work on the plane, they were like, why is there someone just hiding out in the bathroom? Why don't they go back to their seat? And it was because she didn't have a seat and she was hiding out in the toilets on the airplane. They state she did not have a plane ticket and she intentionally evaded TSA security officials and Delta employees so that she could travel without buying a ticket. Investigators reviewed surveillance footage at New York's John F. Kennedy Airport and noted Dali was turned away at the TSA security checkpoint because she didn't have a boarding pass. According to the complaint, 5 minutes later she returned and was able to get past the TSA checkpoint by going to a lane for airline employees. Is no one watching? They said she proceeded to go to a departing gate where Delta agents who were busy helping ticketed passengers board the plane did not stop to ask her or ask her to present a boarding pass before she boarded the airplane. Bizarre. What was she going to do when she got to New York? Somehow get out? Hold on, guys. All right. They say apparently people on the plane said they didn't realize anything was wrong until they got to the airport and landed. And then apparently there was a message that came over the intercom that said that they had to sit and wait because police were going to board the plane and detain her. Pretty brutal. Her name is Svetlana, and she once lived in the Philadelphia area. She filed 2 lawsuits in recent months alleging she is a victim of military-grade chemical weapons and a kidnapping plot. Exactly who is, casting on you military-grade chemical weapons? Now, if your boyfriend eats a lot of Taco Bell, you cannot class that as military-grade chemical weapons, but I understand where you're going. But if that's not the case, I don't know where the military-grade chemical weapons are coming from. Let me see if I can find anything else about Svetlana. Svetlana? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to NBC News.
Asylum against United States. She's the stowaway at the center of a major security lapse investigation. United States broke my leg. After being escorted by French security back to New York last night, Svetlana Dali appeared before a federal judge today. Charging documents allege she snuck onto Delta Flight 264 and flew as a stowaway to Paris. The arresting FBI agent says Dali first tried to get through a TSA checkpoint at 8:24 p.m., but without a boarding pass was turned away. 5 minutes later, she tried again and was successful by entering through a special lane for airline employees masked by a large Air Europa flight crew. TSA Chief David Pekoski has reviewed the airport camera footage.
We saw her going into a queue that was really designed for aviation employees. Then we watched her look at the family and then kind of scoot around them while the officer was distracted.
While she did go through a full body scan and bag check at 10:03 p.m., she slipped past Delta agents at gate B38 who were busy helping ticketed passengers board. It wasn't until the plane was in the air that flight attendants discovered Dali. In a statement, Delta says deviation from standard procedures is the root cause of this event. Is it this easy to slip around a TSA checkpoint?
No, it's not that easy, and it rarely happens. This is the only case that we're aware of where somebody slipped past identity verification. So it's not easy, it's rare, but it's serious. And we need to make sure that we put better solutions in place to prevent it from happening again.
Dali's attorney says she's a permanent resident of the U.S., but declined to comment further. The judge ordered her held until 2 p.m. Friday so she can come up with a bail package. Thanks for watching.
I hope her bail package does not include military-grade chemical weapons, because I don't know how the court would take that offer. They might be like, I'm sorry, we can't accept your bail package of 45 pounds of military-grade chemical weapons. They'd be like, you might have to speak to Russia. They say, note to self, B-38, yeah. Delta Airlines. It is a Russian name. Apparently she has a Russian background. Yeah, I mean, then we'd all be sitting here going, after 9/11, how did that happen? Don't we have the best security in the world at our airports? We have to carry these tiny little bottles full of shampoo, but somehow she just walked in through TSA after being denied. Yet we all have to carry tiny things of liquids because some person might try build some sort of weapon. But she just walks through and then hides in a toilet. Okay. I see how it is. By the way, I just got an email. Vicky K, thank you very much. That really helps out. The support is very, very appreciated. I am very thankful, and it's very, very nice of you. I don't know if she's here anymore, but hopefully she sees it on the replay. I saw it. Thank you, my friend. It's very sweet of you. Oi, you bogan. Oi, you bogan. Sean says, have you seen their VIP lounge? Silver service. I have not. I'm not cool enough to go into the VIP lounge. They don't allow me. They're like, go sit on that milk crate over there. And I'm like, all right, I'll do that. We should all just go through the airline, section. She did it. Yeah, oi. use use the bogan. Oi, don't you call me that. Oh, I'll get me husband onto you. He'll beat you up for a pack of durries. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let me take you over here. All right. One more. One more to rule them all. By the way, they still have no idea who that person is that is trying to abduct children across Melbourne. This is like the freakiest thing. 4 abductions in the last couple of weeks in Melbourne, and they still don't really know who it is or who is causing it. Let me see if I've got anything on that. I don't. About the abduction in Melbourne. No, I don't, unfortunately. But I know that they're still warning people. There is some sort of weird, freaky people going around Melbourne trying to abduct children into white vans. Why? I don't know. All right, I'm going to take you to this. This is the Easy Street accused murderer. He finally made it to Melbourne after being extradited from Italy, and he made it to court yesterday. For the first time in like 40 years, someone has faced court over those brutal murders in 1977. So I'll take you there.
Cameras, but Perry Karumbalis couldn't escape police. The alleged Easy Street killer touched down in Melbourne just before midnight, marking the end to a manhunt that's lasted almost 50 years, as families of 2 women killed in 1977 continue to wait for answers.
We've never been able to be this hopeful before.
The 65-year-old was formally interviewed by police before fronting the Melbourne Magistrates Court, charged with the murders of Suzanne Armstrong and Susan Bartlett, housemates on Easy Street in Collingwood. He's also been charged with raping Ms Armstrong.
I had to drive up to the country to tell my mother that somebody had killed her daughter.
I think everyone just wants to know why them? Why did this happen? Just 2 really young women in the prime of their lives.
Mr Karumbalis was calm in court and remained silent throughout the brief hearing. He was just 17 when the 2 women were stabbed to death in their share house. The crime baffled investigators and gripped the state, partly because Ms Armstrong's 16-month-old son was left alone in his cot in the Easy Street property for days. This year, he turned 50.
He's really looking forward to getting this chapter closed and to not have to relive it every few years.
For the past 8 years, Perry Karumbalis has been living in Greece, the prime suspect, wanted but out of reach, a local statute of limitations preventing his arrest. But in September, his arrival in Rome sparked an Interpol red notice, Victorian police pouncing on the dual Greek-Australian citizen.
I wanted to get up and have a dance because that was just the best.
I don't think.
So I can tell you a little bit more background on that. He was interviewed by police over 10 years ago about these murders. And just after he was interviewed and asked for a DNA sample, he fled to Greece, knowing that they didn't have an extradition treaty to Australia for crimes that are over 10 years old. And they literally had to wait until he stepped foot outside of Greece to grab him. And when they got that Interpol notification that he had made it to Italy, they pounced and arrested him and deported him to Australia, where he faced court yesterday, finally, over those gruesome murders in 1977. 2 women found in a house in Easy Street. Pretty horrific, but there's some weird stories that go along with this, including a very famous, a retired police officer now, Ron Iddles, you might know him from some documentaries from Australia. He says that he's seen this guy just after the killings, and in the boot of his car, he had a knife. And they didn't know the connection at the time, but they thought it was strange that this guy was driving around with a knife in the boot of his car, so close to the murder scene that was missing a knife. Unfortunately, they didn't put two and two together at the time, and it took many decades more for that to get resolved. Geez, stomach, we can eat after. My stomach's always like, wants to eat halfway through the show. And it's like, come on, man, we can eat later. True crime comes first. Rachel says, glad they finally got him. I remember this. Yeah, we did it when he was first arrested in Italy. And now he's finally back in Australian soil. Hopefully, Victorian police can take the same effort and not wait 44 years that they did with this one to give us a resolution to Swetha Metagani's case, and hopefully get her husband extradited from India back to Australia to face charges and give the family some answers as to what happened to her and why she ended up in a rubbish bin in Western Melbourne. You know, if they can do it for this particular case, if they can wait 10 years for an Interpol notice, they can do it here. Take a drink to silence your stomach? Yeah, I did before. Hold on. It's always because I come from the gym straight here, and I think it's like my stomach's like, you burnt all these calories, give us food. I probably should have my protein shake before I come on here. Rachel says, glad they finally got him. Yeah, I'm glad too. All right, that's that. So Sunday night, I'm going to show you the samples that the factory gave me for the 2 hoodies that we're getting printed. So you guys will get to see they're on just black backgrounds, but you can the person who wins the raffle can have it on whatever color they want. It can be white, red, yellow, blue, purple, whatever. There's like 50 different colors that you can choose from. So whoever wins that raffle can you can choose whatever you want. Marlene Clausen says, I only know the Australian jail slang Ping taught us. Jail pocket. Didn't I teach you another one yesterday? I taught you bush pig yesterday, so you got a new one. So that's normally directed at females, though, not usually men. That's a female insult. So if you really don't like another female, or you may call her a bush pig, and it's like the ultimate insult. Gayla says, and rock spider. Yeah. Yeah, bush pig. So we've been teaching them different Australian words and phrases. So we had a story where someone got called a bush pig. I was that woman for the IVF. Yeah, bush pig is pretty bad. It's like you are feral. See, feral's another one, but you combine it with you feral bush pig. There you go. It was this one. IVF. It was this one. This bush pig. She is definitely 100% a bush pig. Where is it? This one here. No, we don't want to go there. YouTube? I don't want to use their website. It's annoying. YouTube. Yeah. So she's been denied now, but I'll show you the original video.
The murder victim's family has joined the growing chorus of outrage after a convicted killer was granted prison leave to access IVF treatment so she can be a mum again.
Alicia Schiller stabbed a mother to death in front of her young son, killing her Geelong housemate in a drug-fuelled rage. Stephanie Anderson has today's developments.
She's the convicted murderer who wants to be a mum, and to conceive her second child, Alicia Schiller has special permission to leave her cell and undergo IVF.
Who in their right mind would think that she's going to be a responsible mother?
It's just not right. Surely you don't have the same rights as anyone else.
For Yvonne and Jim Gentle, this shock revelation is infuriating. Their young grandson was there when Schiller killed his mum, Tyrell Evertson Mostert, in a Geelong home in 2014. The brutal stabbing sparked by a dispute over $50.
It was a calculated, cold-blooded murder. She knew she was taking a mother away from a child.
Schiller was sentenced to 16 years behind bars in 2017 and is serving her time at the Dame Phyllis Frost Centre. The government says the green light for her fertility treatment is the result of a Supreme Court ruling in 2010 on a different case.
This decision provides a path.
So the IVF company ended up denying treatment to her. So she ended up withdrawing her request for IVF treatment. So she's not going to get IVF. She will not have a baby in prison. And she is, yes, 100% a bush pig. There is no other. She is the definition. You look it up in the dictionary, they'll have a photo of her and they'll be like, oh, here's an example. And that's her. So, yeah. There's some things that go into it. When you murder someone over $50 and you go to court looking like this woman, here, I'll show you.
She's going to be a...
Yeah, pause the audio. If you go to court and you look like this when you're arrested and you kill someone over $50, you deserve to be called a bush pig. You are definitely worthy of that label. She is a lowlife and she can get stuffed and go live in her 4x4 cell and she can this herself. There's actually a picture of her next to the words bush pig, is there? Yeah, in the dictionary. In the dictionary there is. They're like, example, over here. Yeah, she's a nasty human being and she's the last person that should be given IVF. The fact that she took a mother from this earth over a $50 debt, I mean, there's no explaining it. She can rot in hell in prison. No one gives a crap. She can stay there. No one wants to hear from her. No one wants her in the media. The families don't. She can F off as far as everyone is concerned. Yeah, no breeding for you. We don't need any more of your genetic pool in society because we don't need any other people being killed over $50. Apparently you don't have the intellect to understand that there's other ways to resolve issues than killing people over such a small amount of money. So yeah, no babies for you. None for you. Sure. Yeah. Make mummy proud. Here's a knife. Go on your way. Okay. All right, one more story, then I'm going to get out of here. So we're going to go to South Carolina because we love South Carolina, and they have great stories. Where is it? No, we're not going to go to South Carolina. Actually, that's the wrong story. Ping. You have to do the correct stories. All right. So if there's one thing I hate, it's stuff like this, and it's a waste of, life, young people, all sorts of things. Yeah, we're going to watch a little bit of this.
And thank you for being here. I am DeKalb County District Attorney Sherry Boston, and today I'm here to announce indictments related to the tragic death of Lakeside High School student Sophia Leshkavelli, on February 24th, 2024. First, I want to express my deepest condolences to Sophia's family and friends and fellow students who have suffered a tremendous loss. Her untimely passing has impacted not only the Lakeside and Oak Grove communities, but people all over Metro Atlanta. I would like to take a moment to introduce the people behind me and acknowledge their hard work on this case. Director of Major Crimes, Lance Cross, Supervising Investigator, Christopher Hollowood, Investigator, Jamie Carroll, and Senior Assistant District Attorney, Jordan Reiser. Now I'd like to provide you with a brief overview of the facts of the case. At around 12:11 a.m. on February 24th, officers with the DeKalb County Police Department responded to a 911 call about a single vehicle car crash on Oak Grove Road near Kirkland Drive. When police arrived, they found a blue Mazda CX-5 flipped over upside down in the roadway. The driver, Hannah Hackmeyer, and her backseat passenger, Anana Rao, were able to crawl out of the vehicle. But Sophia Leshkavelli was trapped in the front passenger seat. First responders extracted Sophia from the car and rushed her to the hospital, where she later died from her injuries. Data recovered from the car's airbag control module showed that Hannah was speeding more than 60 miles per hour over the limit, hitting 98 just 1 second before the crash. The car's computer also revealed she never tapped the brakes. Using both a portable breath test and a blood test, investigators determined Hannah Hackmeyer was under the influence of alcohol at the time of the crash, with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.046, more than twice the legal limit for someone under the age of 21.
Twice the legal limit, and they killed this beautiful young girl. Her name is Sophia, and I'm going to show you some inmate things here. The people arrested over this. Here you go. So they arrested this woman, 49, along with her husband, indicted of 3 charges for allowing underage kids to drink in their home before the fatal wreck, and they considered it a house party. Here's Hannah. This is Hannah, the other girl that was she was indicted on more charges on Wednesday after she was initially arrested in April for driving under the influence. She was the driver, and they killed that beautiful girl. And so they arrested the mother and father of where is she? We don't have the other girl. They arrested the people that had the party at their home for allowing the kids to drink and then go driving, which I think we need more of that. We need, it's so blasé, like, the kids, they're close enough to 21. Let them have a cup. It's different. You have a couple of drinks in the, with your parents there, and you have a dinner or something. Like, I can get that because they do that here too. But you're like having a house party where everyone gets smashed and then you go and drive a car. I mean, you're just asking for trouble, right? So Sophia was killed in a car crash after leaving a boozy get-together at her friend's house to go for a late-night drive on February 24 in Atlanta, Georgia. Hannah, also 18, the driver of the car, has been formally indicted on more charges during the press conference on Wednesday. That's the press conference you just saw. After she was initially arrested in April for driving under the influence. So Sumath and Dita, they are the parents of another passenger, and they were allowing underage drinking in their home. They say Sherry Boston, the DeKalb County District Attorney, noted that the couple knew the girls had been drinking, but still let them into the car and leave the house with an open bottle of wine in the front seat of the vehicle. It's like they say that these older people in their 40s, Their choices that night led to the death of a teenage girl directly, and that is why they were being charged over the murder. I agree. Where's the accountability when you're the parent? So I'm just trying to see if we can find a photo of the other people. They only want to give us those ones? All right. Anyway, she looks good in orange, right? I like when people get arrested. They say Hackermeyer and you're really going to make me pronounce this. I'm just going to call her by her other name, Sophia. They say the couple's daughters were drinking at the Rao household earlier this year. The teens, who were in full view of the parents, had just finished off a bottle of wine before informing the adults that they were going for a nighttime drive. What parents are not like, hey, you can't drive while you're obliterated? Oh, I have the photo up. Sorry about that. Good work, Ping. There you go. There's some more photos. There's the girl in the orange up here. There's the daughter, or one of the daughters. There's Hannah Hackenmeyer. And there's, and I can't pronounce her name, but last name's Ray, or Rao, 49. There's the one of the parents that were arrested. It's brutal. I mean, who else are you supposed to hold accountable? It has to be the parents. They're saying shortly before midnight, the girls left the home while drinking another bottle of wine, but just 30 minutes later and less than half a mile away, the decision to leave the home proved to be deadly. Hackermeyer was driving the Mazda CX-5 nearly 100 miles per hour with Sophia in the passenger seat and Rayo in the back when she lost control and crashed the car, causing the vehicle to flip over. Hannah was speeding more than 60 miles per hour over the limit, hitting 98 miles per hour just 1 second before the crash. The car's computer revealed that she never tapped the brakes. Oof. There was another story like this that I read. There was a girl and two guys who left a party, and they're saying that the girl deliberately killed her friends by speeding and then driving into a wall. Do you guys remember that one? It's so familiar to this one. They say first responders rushed to the scene and extricated the teen before transporting her to hospital, where she died just hours later from her injuries. They say Hackermeyer was arrested this past April, initially charged with failure to maintain a lane, reckless driving, driving under the influence under the age of 21, and vehicular homicide in the first degree, but was ultimately released in May on a $25,000 bond. That's a very little bond for killing someone with a car. They say, but during a press conference on Wednesday, Boston revealed that a grand jury had had more formal indictments against the teen. She is facing 3 counts of first-degree homicide by vehicle, 3 counts of serious injury by vehicle, driving under the influence under the age of 21, and possession of an open container of alcoholic beverage in the passenger area. They say Rayo's parents are now facing charges of involuntary manslaughter, reckless conduct, and maintaining a disorderly house. That's an interesting charge. Maintaining a disorderly house. Okay. The mum, age 49, surrendered herself to authorities, but when she was then booked into the DeKalb County Jail, her husband was out on a business trip, but is expected to turn himself in once he returns from out of state. Okay. What's the bet he never comes home? He somehow ends up in, like, South America. They say during the investigation, it was revealed that hundreds of teenagers could have been met with the same fate due to the household being known as a party house where teenage drinking was considered the norm. The crash was a foreseeable consequence of allowing underage drinking in their home, and worse, allowing someone who they knew had consumed alcohol to drive. They say we recognize that prosecuting these cases will not bring Sophia back, but we hope that by pursuing justice in her death, we may prevent future tragedies. I hope so. You guys, you can't drink and drive. We've been slamming it through people's head for 25 years. You can't drink and drive. Yeah, I fixed it. Sorry about that. Yeah, Mackenzie Sharilla, is that the other lady? Yeah, I watched the police camera of that where they basically said that they believe coming home from the party that she was jealous of her boyfriend or something, and she just basically drove into a wall, turned right, and just drove into a brick wall. And then she's like, "Oh my god, are they dead? No way! I can't believe it. What happened? I don't know how I drove into a wall." And they basically went, "We're not sure that you're telling the truth here." And she got arrested. Sean said the mum looked young and dumb and full of uh, antihistamines, maybe. Let's see. Let's go back to that story. Let's show you her back in her uniform again. There you go, booked into jail. It's what you get for trying to be the cool mum. Don't be letting kids drink at your home unless it's like, fully supervised. You only want to let them do it like a couple of drinks with dinner. Like nails on a chalkboard. Like nails on a chalkboard, my friend. Retired RN says, I was late and finally caught up. Hey, good to see you. But like bubblegum? I don't know if it's bubblegum that she has. Glytta says, I've seen the body cam where they told the parents. Yeah, they told the dad. That's so sad, man. And then the one where they tell the parents, oh, hey, your daughter's a bit of a psycho. She killed her friends on purpose and drove into a wall. And I think it's her daddy's like, no, no. And they're like, yeah, no, she did. We have proof. We're going to charge her now. We just wanted to give you the heads up. There's a video somewhere. You guys will have to watch it one night. Marlon Corson says, parents, you are not your children's friends. That's right. Don't try and be the cool parent and be like, you can get blasted with the adults. No. That's not cool. Someone has to be the adult, right? Gooda says, where they went to the boy's mom's house, I killed the boyfriend. Yeah, it does. She does look young, yeah. Yeah, they wanted to be the cool parents, yep. The fact the house was known as a party household, I think that tells you everything, right? Gayla says, yeah, I wanted to be the cool house. Let me see if I can find anything else on Sophia. Only 18. What a young girl. 18. So it's just not very old, right? It's very sad. 14 hours ago, yes, but no. All right. Let's go to 11 Alive. This is like a smaller version of what I was showing you before.
And we are staying on top of a developing story out of DeKalb County. The district attorney announcing indictments in a crash that killed a Lakeside high school student earlier this year. Take a look here. This is a video from a memorial for 18-year-old Sophia Lekevely. She died back on February 24th. The driver of the car, 18-year-old Hannah Hackemeyer, is now charged with homicide by vehicle and DUI. The district attorney also announcing charges for the parents of one of the other teens in the vehicle. This is what we know here. Sumantha and Anandita Rao are being charged with involuntary manslaughter, reckless conduct, and maintaining a disorderly home. The DA says Sophia and her friends had been drinking wine at their home with their knowledge, and that an open bottle of wine was found in the backseat of the car.
This crash was foreseeable, consequence of allowing underage drinking in their home, and worse, allowing someone who they knew had consumed alcohol to drive. But our investigation revealed that that night was not an anomaly.
Well, the district attorney says the parents had a repeated pattern of allowing teens to drink in their home, even referring to their home as the party house.
See, it's not just me. I'm not a professional. This woman is employed by a TV station, right? She gets paid much more dollars than Ping ever does. And she can't pronounce the names either. Here, let's do this again.
And Anandita Rao are being charged with involuntary teams. And Anandita Rao are being charged.
She couldn't pronounce Sophia's last name either, so I can't, you know, don't blame me. Yeah, see, it's not just me. Some people just have really awful last names that are extremely difficult to pronounce. Maintaining a disorderly home. Yeah, I've never heard of that charge before. I don't think I've ever seen anyone done with that one. Bye, Kicksboo. Have a great Friday night, my friend. See you later. Drive safe, all right? You drive safe. You drive safe. You text me when you get home. You don't have to do that, but you text someone when you get home. Thank you. Sometimes, not all the time. Let's see. What is it? Failure to maintain a home or whatever. No, what is it called? What's the charge? Failure to something. Oh, we have to go down here. Down here. Here. Reckless conduct and maintaining a maintaining a disorderly house. All right. Charge. GA. Here. In Georgia, maintaining a disorderly house is a misdemeanor that can result in up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. A disorderly house is defined as a place that encourages disruptive activities like drinking, gaming, or other misbehavior, and that disturbs the neighborhood and the other citizens. Yeah. So there you go. I'd never heard of that charge before in my life. Oh, did you? It only shows me this as your last message. Yeah, it shows me only that as your last message for some reason. Hold on, who's... Okay. Read it again. Here. It says, where's the actual one I was on? Yeah, it says, in Georgia, maintaining a disorderly house is a misdemeanor that can result in up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. A disorderly house is defined as a place that encourages disruptive activities like drinking, gaming, or other misbehavior, and that disturbs the neighborhood or other citizens. They say to be guilty of maintaining a disorderly house, a person must be an occupant of the house or maintain it. The disorderly house can be kept and maintained by the person themselves or other people. Yeah. I have never heard of this charge before in my life. It must be area specific. Maybe they had a lot of people using party homes or drug homes. Yeah, I've never heard of that charge. Oh, they said in the video? Oh, good work, Ping. Yeah, gaming. I think they mean like gambling. Maybe? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've never heard of it either. Yeah, no, it basically means if you have a drug house or an alcohol house where you have a lot of parties and the police tell you to rein it in and stop doing that and you don't, they can charge you with this particular offense and you can get done with it. Yeah, I've never heard of that type of charge before. Ever. Here. See? In Georgia, maintaining a disorderly house is a misdemeanor that can result in up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. I love you very much. I'll see you tomorrow night. Excited Utterance, send me the link and I'll post it on my social media and on my channel for you for tomorrow, okay? Because for some reason it didn't show up in the chat. But I will post it on my social media for you. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. Have a great night. And by the way, thank you to Vicky K. Vicky K and Sean. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Sean, for the Mushroom Fund. And to Danny Mitchell and Vicky K for the super chat as well. Thank you all very much. Oh, you did? Oh, here. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll put it up in the chat right now before we go. Yeah, go to Hella's tomorrow or whenever this video is and hang out with her. Here you go. It's on the screen. I'll post it on my Twitter and my Facebook too. Hang out with her and then come hang out with me later on, okay? Good night. What is it? What is it? I can't see it for some reason. It's a Brian Thompson stream. Who's she got on there? Who's the guy with the beard? Oh, that's Thompson. Help an Aussie understand the United Healthcare CEO hit. Okay. So there's the video for tomorrow. Hang out with Hella tomorrow, okay? All right. Good night, everyone. Love you all. It's 6 p.m. Eastern Friday. 6 p.m. There you go. Be there or be a bogan. Good night.